Are you ready?
My name is Vanda.
Are you ready to understand the power of manifesting your dreams and what that means to you and how that calls to you? We have an incredible woodpecker that is undoubtedly being very deliberate at what he's doing. And that is what the power of manifesting is all about. Deliberately staying focused so that you're able to achieve and receive what you're looking for and asking for. So let's begin by manifestation. And what does that look like? And what does that mean to you? Manifesting your dreams, manifesting the things that you want, manifesting your life. Where does that begin? And where does that come from? How many people are so not even in the words of manifestation and are just joyfully skipping through life as children and just creating as they go? That's the true art of manifestation, is just being in the flow of the things that simply bring you joy to your heart or make you feel good or that bring out your curiosity or have a sort of penetrating call that is where you want to go. Being able to manifest nowadays takes on so many modalities because it's been brought into an awakening and a vibrational attunement that it needs to be done in a certain way. Really? I don't think so. There are certain rules that you cannot deny. It's written in all the books that ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall open, and so forth, right? So being deliberate is being able to stay focused. Manifesting what you want is what's truly calling you on the inside. So how do we balance these two things of staying deliberately focused on what you want and manifesting the life that you want? Because a lot of times these two things are so convoluted and in conflict. I personally think, because of the experience that I've had in speaking to wonderful and many people, that people get lost along the way, or they lose the energy or the thread of that manifestation, because you cannot deliberately stay focused on something you don't know that you want. If you were to sit down, what is it that you really want? What are you manifesting? It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time for you to just draw it back into you and stay focused on what it is that you're asking of yourself. What are you manifesting? What is it that you're manifesting in your life? What is it that you want? Those three things are imperative to being deliberate. Focusing on something doesn't mean that you are being deliberately manifesting what you want. Sometimes we get focused on the things that are irritating us, or they got into our heads and they've triggered some type of emotional feeling within us. But that doesn't mean that it's deliberate and that's our focus to manifesting more of what we want. So I think that a key ingredient that people are ignoring and people that are not really paying attention is that the art of true manifestation is understanding that the language of manifestation is vibration. It's truly how you feel. You don't see children skipping, going down the road and playing with each other, planning out what they're going to play about and how they're going to be manifesting their playhouse and how they're going to be doing this, or when a group of girlfriends get together or a group of boys get together, or men or women, or both, a husband and wife in a family. It's not so much in the planning, it's more in the deliberate focus of how they're feeling. It's more of an impromptu feeling. And we have to bring that into consideration, because life is a series of vibrational attunements, and how you vibrationally tune into connecting to you being focused, that now brings you more of what is showing up in your life. So that's what I wanted to go in and say. Are you listening to who is knocking at your door? Are you listening to what you are focused on? And I want to say listening to what you're focused on, because as you focus on something, what are you saying to yourself? And when you're focused on that and you're being very deliberate at achieving your goal, are you listening to your gut? And what are you saying to yourself? Because those two things there are the pros and the cons, the things that you weigh in and the things that you have to weigh out of this ability to stay focused so that you deliberately are able to create and manifest. Manifesting is something that you're bringing into life. But are you aware that everything is already there? Everything that has life has already been created. So deliberately having the ability to focus on those things that make you feel good and that you really, really want, start bringing in that juice and start bringing in that fuel so that you can carry on staying focused in the things that you want to see in your life. And I bring this up because so often we get onto this ultimate high and without even think about it, somebody says something, you read something, or you get a bad call, or you interact in an email, or you interact with something else, or you're doing something else, and boom, you go down the fluffy slide. Now, was that deliberate? Or was that just you getting yourself out of focus with what you were wanting? Now, I know that the conversation takes you a little bit there, but the truth is that the more you're able to fine-tune these two things, of being able to deliberately staying focused. Deliberately is meaning that there is a meaning behind it. You're being very deliberate. You are wanting to achieve that goal. Just like that woodpecker right up there. He's being very deliberate. He's not stopping at poking at the tree because his ultimate focus is to break through that bark and make that hole so that he can go in and have a home. That's a deliberate focus. So let's step back a little bit and going, all right. So if the art of manifestation or me being able to be artful about the way I manifest in my life, I'm going to need to be two things. One, I have to be deliberate and I need to stay focused, right? Deliberate meaning that you're going to stay on it and you're going to don't change your focus so that you're able to bring the two things together in harmony. A lot of people are berating themselves. They're taking away from themselves. They're judging themselves. They are feeling that they are unworthy of their greatness, of their successes, of even manifesting a home or a relationship or a simple outcome with a job because they are ignoring the most important ingredient. And that is your intention. And the feeling around what you deliberately are focused on. We can stay deliberately focused on an argument that is just creating an argument from yesterday. What is that argument going to bring? It's just going to manifest more arguments. It's going to manifest a chaotic energy that brings you a different amount of energies that distort you from the real manifesting ability that you have. And these are real conversations because this is what is happening. We're not staying focused long enough on the things that make us feel good. We are deliberately ignoring what makes you happy. And you focus on what you have to do. And of course, life is the dance between balancing your day and balancing your day with the things you need to do and have to do and want to do. So if we take this energy and just spread it around and we bring it back in and realize, so I'm a little bit more than who I think I am. I have a higher self that absolutely knows all the ins and outs of who I am and how I already manifest my life. And how you measure that is very, very simple. You measure it by what you're seeing that is around you. You measure it by seeing what is showing up in your life. You measure it by feeling how you are feeling and who you are feeling. And I have to say who you are feeling because sometimes we don't feel like ourselves. And those days are allowed, but don't stay there too long so that you're able to be deliberate in separating how you focus on you feeling good again. That right there is personal power. That right there is being wise and aware and tapping into the most important ingredient of you acknowledging that you're able to manifest anything. You're also the creator of your life. So how do you deliberately stay focused on something that you want? You have to tune in, you have to connect with it. And you have to bring it into balance and see, how does it make you feel? Because if you're deliberately focusing on something that doesn't make you feel good, how long do you think you're going to stay focused on that? Sooner or later, something's going to break within you. Sooner or later, it's going to bust. The pimple's going to pop. Because it's not sustainable. And that right there is the key. Sustainability to the flow and flux of energy that brings true manifestations to life. You can see it in children. There's a sustainability of energy that just flows with them. Without sugar, add the sugar, that's going to bring a crash because it's an artificial stimulation. We all have that energy. If we're deliberately focusing on the life force energy of staying focused and connected to our higher selves, staying focused on the true understanding that the universe has its laws. Everybody has the ability, everyone, you, me, and everybody on this planet and everything has the ability to manifest. That's what we all come in with. How we manifest it creates contrasts and experiences so that we learn and then we enrich our lives from that. So today I want to raise that awareness and bring these conversations to you so that you are aware on what you're focused on and what you're being deliberate on. Because sometimes we are running those important factors of our lives just like we drive our cars. We're on autopilot. We're not really thinking about it. We don't really have a powerful intention behind it. We're not really feeling good about what we're doing. We know we have to do it, and that is it. But sooner or later, that's not sustainable. And those are the flips. Those are the switches. That's the light of lights that needs to be expanded. There's a tremendous amount of value in feeling good in the little things that you do, because those little things amount and ripple effect to those doorways that open up to truly manifesting something that brings you the ultimate joys without even planning it. And you start realizing, well, was that a coincidence? Or was that destiny? There are no coincidences. The world marries and matches you by vibrational thread. These are important things to realize as you go through your day, as you set your intention and you listen within you so that you're able to recognize your true power and ability to deliberately stay focused on manifesting the life that you want. Now, it's not to say that once you've started on the road, you go, well, I don't really want this like this anymore. How many times has that happened to you? It happens all the time. Well, that was a lot of work. But that's a lot of work, but how much satisfaction did it bring you? And what did it bring out for you? And what did you get out of it? And then take that in its essence and focus on the goodness. Because focusing on the things that are not working are going to deliberately take you out of the game. I see this too often. And books have been written about it where people just stop half a mile too soon, 3 steps too soon. They never land up turning the corner. They never land up touching the goal. They never land up receiving the ultimate goal, which is their joy. Why? Because something took them out of the focus of feeling good. And that is the key ingredient of what I truly, truly believe. That when you're manifesting your life and you're deliberately looking at creating something that you want for yourself, let's take hypothetically, we're looking for, if you're single, which a lot of people are single, they're looking for that ultimate partner. I see it straight away when they're deliberately focused on the things that they think they need from that person versus allowing that person to just be who they are, and you deliberately focusing on how that person makes you feel. If that person makes you feel great and makes you feel good, then that's the beginning of a deliberate, focused, intentional goodness with a lot of goodwill there. But if you're focused on other things that are not sustainable, then that's going to turn those wheels around, and you're going to think that there's something wrong with you because you're not manifesting the life the way you're supposed to be manifesting. And I want to share something with you. Maybe that's not it. Maybe you're not listening to what and how you are manifesting. And that is an easy change. The ability to deliberately hear, let me say that correctly. When you're deliberately hearing what your heart is saying, you know how you feel. And that right there is the core ingredient and energy that will sustain you through the goods, the highs, the lows, the curvy roads, the entwinements, the entanglements. When you're feeling good, you are solution orientated. When you're deliberately focused on what is not so good, you're going to have to override those feelings and those triggers and those moments of doubt and worry and fear a whole lot more. And here's what I know of what I'm seeing more and more, that people are not equipped to handle as much as they think they can. They're giving up. So today, look at how are you deliberately staying focused on the things that make you feel good, and how are you deliberately creating and manifesting your life? Sure. If you just take the moment to answer that, watch the ripple effect of that and the seeds of love that blossom from that and the fruits that it will bear are deliberately focused to bring you good feelings and true manifestations that could change the whole outcome of everything. What a beautiful day it is.
My name is Vandha.